Ever wondered how far 80s TV producers would stretch suspension of disbelief? In a decade defined by neon, synthesizers, and sheer optimism, network execs greenlit concepts so bizarre they'd make today's streaming hits look grounded. In this countdown of 20 of the weirdest, most forgotten 1980s series, you'll discover premises that teeter between sci-fi fever dream and midnight marathon oddity. Dive in and prepare to be astonished by storylines that networks somehow thought would fly. First, Manimal Drive. Jonathan Chase is a high society criminologist who can literally morph into any animal, most memorably a sleek Black Panther, using a painfully protracted special effects sequence repeated in every episode. Despite a premise that sounds like X-Men meets Magnum P.I., the transformation scenes were so ersatz, hands turning into claws in slow-mo anguish, that they became unintentionally hilarious. Chase's casual attitude toward ripping off his shirt to reveal fur, then sprinting down city streets, stranded the drama in camp. NBC pulled the plug after just 8 episodes, but Manimal gained cult status through reruns. Its legacy lives on as proof that, in the 80s, getting a green light only meant risks welcome, not audit your own logic. 2. The Powers of Matthew Starr. Imagine a teen who must juggle high school drama and constant assassination attempts by alien mercenaries. Welcome to Matthew Starr's world. Born E-Hawk on troubled planet Quadras, he adopts a human identity and telekinetic powers to blend in as a typical American teenager. Lou Gossett Jr. co-stars as his guardian, posing as Matthew's high school teacher to shield him from cosmic threats. Midway through the lone season, producers abruptly dumped the school life vignettes, pivoting into full-blown spy thriller territory. One episode sees Matthew racing to foil a terrorist plot, instead of asking a girl to prom. Audiences tuned out. After 22 episodes, NBC yanked the plug. Yet its tonal tug-of-war between teenage angst and intergalactic espionage remains a quintessential 80s oddity. 3. Automan, rather than Automan, this was Automan, a crime-fighting hologram born from a genius computer program created by Walter Nebuchar. Late-night power dips magically allowed a neon avatar to materialize, clad in glowing contours straight out of Tron. His sidekick, Cursor, is a pixelated spark that conjures vehicles, autocars that can whip around corners at impossible angles, routinely slamming Walter into windshields. Episodes combine techno-noir ambition with laughably cheap sci-fi. Imagine a partner who phases through walls but can't spare you whiplash. ABC shelved it after 13 episodes. One even remained unaired. Still, Automan's retrofuturistic vision of AI booting itself into flesh gave viewers a glimpse of a world where computers could literally walk off the screen. 4. Max Headroom. Long before our streaming algorithms judged our tastes, Max Headroom was cable's own glitchy oracle. As investigative reporter Edison Carter exposes a sinister media conglomerate, a near-fatal accident digitizes his mind into a stuttering, wisecracking AI that hops from screen to screen. Though viewers saw Max as rubber mask prosthetics and green screen trickery, it delivered a prescient satirical vision, a dystopia where broadcast networks monitor every move. Max's signature stammering voice and unnerving grin became cultural touchstones. He even hawked New Coke. Despite biting commentary about corporate control, the show lasted only 14 episodes. Yet, its eerie foresight on media consolidation and digital personas ensured that Max Headroom's shadow lingers in cyberpunk lore. 5. Jennifer Slept Here. Jillian Jennifer Krell was a glamorous Hollywood actress who died in a freak ice cream truck accident, then haunted her old Beverly Hills home as an upbeat, advice-dispensing ghost. Only teenager Joey Elliott can see and hear her, so he confesses homework woes, dating dramas, and locker room torment to his spectral BFF. Meanwhile, parents and friends chalk up Joey's odd behavior to teenage mood swings. Jennifer floats through walls, zaps into closets, and offers tongue-in-cheek guidance on clicks and crushes. NBC greenlit 13 episodes, but the awkward blend of supernatural comedy and teen soap fell flat. By the finale, viewers were left wondering, was Joey just hallucinating? Jennifer's unfinished storyline cements this series as one of the decade's most puzzling vanishings. 6. Slim Goodbody, The Inside Story. Picture: a health educator wearing a skin-tight, flesh-colored bodysuit painted with organs, veins, and bones. His very skin, a living anatomy chart. John Burstein's Slim Goodbody tromps onto school auditorium stages, lectures kids on fiber, nutrition, and dental hygiene while sporting a giant cartoon heart emblem on his chest. Intended as an educational tool, the suit's hyper-real depiction of intestines and ribs hover just a hair above disturbing, making many children shriek in terror. Though only 10 episodes aired, Slim's unsettling look made him a 70s-80s staple. PBS reran the segments for years, and Burstein toured schools nationwide. For countless Gen Xers, Slim's body-painted superhero persona offers both cringe and nostalgia. No wonder it remains a borderline nightmare and a cherished memory all at once. 7th, Rubik, The Amazing Cube. In a blatant case of Saturday morning cross-promotion, Rubik the Amazing Cube turned the ubiquitous puzzle toy into a living, talking hero. 3 Hispanic siblings, Carlos, Liza, and Ronaldo Rodriguez, discovered that aligning Rubik perfectly brings him to life, complete with animated facial features, tiny limbs, and magical powers like teleportation and time travel. Voiced in a high-pitched chipmunk-like tone, Rubik deploys his abilities to help kids out of jams, only to be pursued by a mustachioed evil magician who wants to recapture the cosmic cube. With 18 episodes from fall 1983 to early 1984, the show tried to sell kids on a cube that could fly and zap lasers, yet the real Rubik's Cube remained inert. Beyond its singularity, this cartoon perfectly encapsulates how merch-driven 1980s networks could be. 8th Turbo Teen. Brett Matthews leads an average life, or so he thinks. After a freak government experiment gone awry, Brett acquires a mind-bending ability. When his body temperature climbs above normal, he transforms into a bright red sports car. No matter the trigger, running, stress, or romance, Brett's flesh morphs into metal mid-episode, leaving friends scrambling to reassemble or race off in his car form to foil criminals. WWBW and his nefarious henchmen constantly hound Turbo Teen, hoping to weaponize his shiny chassis. Over 13 episodes, viewers watch Brett navigate drifting identities, literal hot-headedness, and car chases, as a teenager stuck between pivoting youth and mid-80s burnout. The premise was far-fetched, but turbocharged teen fantasy soared just long enough to become a cult memory. 9th Sectaurs, Warriors of Symbion. Imagine a distant planet where humans bond telepathically with giant mutant insects, forming an elite warrior caste, and you get Sectaurs. The planet Symbion is torn by civil war, with noble Emperor Dargon and his insect legion clashing against the insect-riding rebels. Prince Dargon's loyal Sectaurs mount monstrous beetles, mantises, and wasps in slow-motion battles that look like stop-motion action figures come to life. Each quartet of warriors shares a psychic link with their insect steed, unleashing a bizarre fusion of biology and blood-pumping combat. Advertised alongside a malfunction-prone toy line, only 5 episodes actually aired before cancellation, but kid collectors still remember battling with those dimensional cards and figurines. This insectocalypse remains one of the decade's most insect-infested oddities. 10th Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Children who bought die-cast models and action figures became fervent, partial historians of a 11th. Out of This World. Half human, half alien, Evie Garland can stop time with a snap of her fingers. A telekinetic gift inherited from her extraterrestrial father, hailing from planet Antares. Raised on Earth by her widowed father, she juggles high school crushes, mean girls, and, oh yes, alien assassins determined to wipe out the Garland bloodline. Evie's daily struggles range from forgetting her algebra assignment to freezing an auditorium to save her little brother. As the series progressed, the sitcom oscillated between zany teen hijinks and sci-fi hide-and-seek, culminating in cliffhangers that never fully resolved. Despite solid ratings across 4 seasons, network execs axed it before tying loose ends. For any 80s teen, Evie's half-extraterrestrial identity was a thrilling metaphor for high school alienation, spiced up by literal alien invaders. 12th Space Academy. Although it debuted in 1977, Space Academy's reruns kept its oddball legacy alive throughout the early 80s. Set in the star year 3732, cadets train under Commander Gampu at a futuristic school orbiting Earth. Each young trainee sports quirky abilities, telepathy, super strength, or exceptional engineering to combat cosmic threats requiring moral integrity over firepower. Episodes launch them from zero-gravity classrooms to first contact with tentacled aliens, all while teaching ethical lessons about environmentalism and cooperation. Flashy sets populated by helmeted, helmetless cadets foster the illusion of a high-technology future. Though canceled after one season of 13 episodes, the program's zeal for earnest, morally driven space adventure sowed seeds for later teen sci-fi, making Space Academy a hidden milestone in 80s children's programming. 13. Tales of the Gold Monkey. Transport yourself to 1938. Ex-Flying Tigers. Pilot Jake Cutter runs Pan-Pacific Air Services on a remote South Pacific island, ferrying clients and contraband on his aging Grumman Goose amphibious plane. Alongside his one-eyed mechanic, Corky, and his loyal dog, Jack, he tangles with treasure hunters, Nazis, and voodoo curses, often for a drink at the Monkey Bar, where bartender Sarah Stickney White croons torch songs. Every episode unfolds like an Indiana Jones serial, pitting Jake against villainous art thieves or occult rituals in Polynesian jungles. Ratings were strong. Tales of Nazi spies and lost Aztec gold appealed to primetime adventurers, but ABC pulled the plug after 24 episodes. Even so, its exotic locales, pulpy action, and romantic subplots cemented it as an evergreen cult classic for 80s nostalgia seekers. 14th Misfits of Science. If you combine The Goonies, X-Men, and Ferris Bueller in a blender, you'd get Misfits of Science, a ragtag team of superpowered outcasts for hire. Johnny B shoots lightning from his hands. Gloria Dinalo telekinetically moves objects. Dr. Billy Hayes invents wacky gadgets. Dr. Elvin L. Lincoln transforms into a super-strong brat complete with a tail. They operate from a high-tech van, embarking on offbeat missions, from rescuing mutant animals to foiling bank robberies, all scored to synth-heavy rock. Courtney Cox shows up as a military liaison in early episodes. Despite charming chemistry and abundant 80s style, NBC canceled it after 18 episodes because ratings just didn't spark. Today it remains a retro sci-fi cult favorite for anyone who wondered, what if Misfits saved the world? 15th Riptide. Melding detective noir with 80s tech obsession, Riptide follows Vietnam vet friends Cody Allen and Nick Ryder, plus hack genius Murray Boz Basinski, who run a detective agency aboard the luxury speedboat Riptide. Their high-tech arsenal includes robos, talking robot in a trench coat, laptop-style microcomputers, and a helicopter that duels bad guys in midair. Each episode spins a globe-trotting mystery, missing heiresses, espionage in the Hollywood Hills, or stolen artwork in the Bahamas. Despite slick cinematography and a catchy theme, it sometimes feels like Mission Impossible on water. Cheesy one-liners meet circuit boards. Riptide got 3 seasons and 57 episodes, but faded when viewers craved darker, edgier drama. Still, its blend of nautical action and computer-powered sleuthing made it an unforgettable oddity. 16. The Highwayman. Picture Mad Max's nomadic energy, drop-kicked into suburban America. The Highwayman is a lone enforcer driving a heavily armored semi-truck rigged with missiles, a speed dome, and a detachable helicopter cab. The mysterious motorist helps those plagued by people who break the law, racing across dystopian highways in a leather trench coat and mirrored goggles. Each episode blanketed rugged back roads with explosive chases, gadget-heavy showdowns, and villainous road pirates. The Highwayman's rig doubles as a futuristic fortress on wheels, even converting into a chopper for airborne pursuit. Despite cinematic ambition and 9 adrenaline-fueled episodes, NBC canceled it due to steep production costs. Today, It stands as a gleaming testament to 80s appetite for high-octane, high-concept adventures. Now, 17th Voyagers, time travel for kids. That's the pitch of Voyagers. Phineas Bogg, a 19th century Voyager, wields the Omni, a glowing pocket watch that zips him through history to correct anomalies. When he rescues unsuspecting schoolboy Jeffrey Jones, they pair up. One's a rugged, fedora-clad wanderer, the other a bespectacled 10-year-old who questions everything. Together, they bound from ancient Egypt to the California gold rush, ensuring famous events unfold as written. "Whoa, Bogg, how do we know if this really happened?" becomes their mantra. Budget constraints mean shoebox miniatures of pyramids and mediocre period costumes. But for viewers, it's a toddler's first brush with history. Cancelled after 17 episodes, Voyagers now exists as a cult touchstone for anyone who wondered how Dyson's vacuum might fare in Victorian London. 18. The Phoenix. A lonely archaeologist unearths Bennu of the Golden Light, an alien sleeper who has rested on Earth for millennia, only to awaken him in modern Southern California. Bennu emerges as a gentle, prodigiously powerful being. Telepathy, telekinesis, and a healing touch define his quest to find his lost companion Mira. Instead of airwolf chases or neon technobabble, this series weaves mysticism with warm, introspective drama. Bennu is as likely to counsel troubled teens as he is to deflect bullets with a thought. Cancelled after 5 episodes due to low ratings, The Phoenix left unresolved storylines, Bennu's ultimate fate, Mara's whereabouts, dangling in narrative limbo. Yet for those who caught its brief run, its blend of spiritual inquiry and alien magic renders it one of the decade's quietest, most enigmatic oddballs. 19th. Pee-wee's Playhouse. On the surface, Pee-wee's Playhouse is a kid's cartoon come to life. Only everyone is real, and logic has left the building. Paul Rubin stars as Pee-wee Herman, a perpetually manic man-child who lives in a Technicolor fantasy bungalow where furniture chats, pterodactyls squawk, and a disembodied genie grants surreal wishes. His daily routine includes secret word sequences, saying giggle or pelican, unleashes a collective scream from everyone inside. Stall bounce Chuck Wagner, puppeteers Conky the robot, and Cherry the hugging chair, while random stop-motion segments insert claymation dinosaurs into the mix. Its frenetic pace and psychedelic aesthetics won Emmy Awards, yet behind the scenes, actors despise the trapdoor-laden set. Over 5 seasons, Pee-wee's Playhouse blurred the line between children's entertainment and performance art, securing its legacy as one of TV's most exuberantly bizarre experiences. 20th. The Edison Twins. At first glance, this looks like a straightforward kids' detective show. Siblings Tom and Annie Edison solve mysteries using science. But each 22-minute episode ends with an educational science lab segment, where they break down the real-world principles behind their sleuthing. One week, they might rig a satellite dish to decode secret messages. The next, they'll demonstrate how to calculate velocity with skateboards. Behind every adolescent drama, bullies, broken-down jalopies, lurks a crash course in chemistry, physics, or biology. The show ran a remarkable 6 seasons, 78 episodes on the CBC and American public television stations, yet few recall its existence today. In a decade of neon distractions, the Edison Twins quietly nurtured scientific curiosity, making it a stealth oddity. Part sitcom, part TED Talk, all 80s instructional flair.